What's up, guys? Welcome to The U by Undrafted Sports. Even the best players go undrafted. Today we got the NHL. Big trade happened today. Bo Horvat got traded to the Islanders.
Whew.
What are our first thoughts?
Crazy. Finally happened. Everyone's been talking about it. No one's bit the bid. And here we are. Islanders. They traded... Who'd they trade? First round pick?
Anthony Beauvillier and Atu Ratu.
Crazy. Two young prospects and a protected first round pick. How do we feel about it? I mean...
It's crazy. I mean, I like it. We were talking about it last week.
Yeah.
We were literally talking about this last week, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy it happened today, right? In time for us.
He was bound to get traded anytime, but I'm surprised it happened today.
So I like this for the Islanders. They're giving up a first round pick, but if they're trying to make a push for the playoffs here, they're giving up Beauvillier, who's kind of been underwhelming this season, and Ratty, who's he's a good prospect. He was picked in the second round, I believe, but good player. Like Vancouver should be happy with what they're getting in return. Maybe a little less than they wanted for their captain and 50-point scorer already this season in 50 games. So maybe they're a little disappointed about that, but I think it's still a good move for both teams.
I think it's a great move for both teams. I mean, obviously, Vancouver isn't having the best season. Selling Bo Horvat was probably the smartest move. I mean, we talked about it last podcast about how the Vancouver Canucks organization is just falling apart, but I think that this trade is good for both sides, like you said. I mean, Vancouver's building for the future, and I mean, Islanders are a fringe team right now, so if they make the push for the playoffs, I mean, this could help them a lot with Bo Horvat.
One thing we didn't say last week, we did not think it was going to be the Islanders at all.
Oh, yeah. That is true.
We said about 5 teams, and none of them were the Islanders.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Islanders actually made the push for it. I mean,
I'm surprised, too, because it's like, what are they? They're pushing for...
They're 6th in the Metro right now.
Okay.
So they
a
got
fringe playoff team?
they got to climb
Buying Bo
over.
Horvat
they're not even
for an
they're out of the
expensive price.
they're out of the wild card by like 2 or 3 games.
2 points back.
Oh, 2 points back. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're fighting.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
that'll definitely help them with their fight.
They got to climb
That's
over
gotta-
Pittsburgh. They got to climb over probably Washington. And the Sabres are in the hunt for that wild card spot too. So it's gonna be tough for them. But Bo Horvat's huge.
Bo Horvat is huge. So I just pulled it up, and I'm seeing this article on Yahoo.com. The title is Bo Horvat after trade to Islanders, in quotes, I thought I was going to be a Canuck for life. That's
Wow.
crazy.
I mean, that's heartbreaking.
Well, he turned down contracts. They gave him what they thought he was worth, and I guess he's just betting on himself.
I mean, how can you not? This is definitely probably his best season so far, and
I'd
now
say
that
so.
he's getting traded to a new team, I mean, think about it. Who's the top scorer or top point leader for the Islanders right now before the trade?
Brock Nelson with 40-something points.
Brock Nelson's leading them?
Yeah.
That's
Crazy. I mean, like, they're a young team. I mean, Sorokin having a breakout year. I mean, they got Barzal, good player. I mean, he's not really living up to the name right now, but, I mean, still good. I mean, he's fine. Still young.
Yep.
I mean, they're building. I think Bo Horvat is a very good addition for the Islanders. And, I mean, Vancouver, they didn't get what they probably wanted in return, but can't be mad either.
Well, Horvat's a good addition for any team.
Exactly.
Islanders is weird.
Yeah.
That I was not expecting Islanders. I'm seeing here though the first round pick is top 12 protected, which is sick.
That is true.
That's sick for the Canucks.
For the Islanders.
Yeah, Islanders.
If
Canucks get the top 12 protected pick.
but it's protected so that the Islanders keep it if it's in the top 12.
Oh, I thought that the Canucks, it was an automatic top 12 pick, whether it is like this year or next year or whenever. Wow. Okay.
No. So, but that restriction goes away for next year's pick. If the Islanders do end up getting to keep their pick, it's unprotected next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. And I'm seeing, so I'm reading off of The Athletic right now. It's saying that this trade is a lose-lose. Because, in quotes, for the Islanders, it's a move that reeks of desperation for a team that's farther out from the playoff race than meets the eye. Which is exactly why I was not thinking, I wasn't even thinking Islanders at all.
Well, the Metro's so tight, and they're in 6th right now. I mean, they're two points back, but still, that's a tough climb back, you know?
And the Metro is the best division in the show, right?
Yeah.
It's debatable.
I
Metro,
think so.
Atlantic is really tough. I mean, the Sabres are gross right now,
Yeah.
and they're not even sniffing playoffs because of
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, my thing is, I didn't really. I mean, the Islanders didn't really need this move. I mean, they needed something, but
They needed something.
They-
Going after a guy like Bo Horvat, I wasn't expecting it, but what they gave up is not a lot for Bo Horvat. I thought whoever was getting Bo Horvat was going to have to give up a lot more than that. And the Islanders ranked 31st on the power play. This is going to help them out a lot
big
on the
time.
power
So
play.
I was reading since the new year, they're 10th in scoring in the league. They don't really need help with scoring as of recent, at least, and their defense is not good. They have Sorokin back there, but with a good goalie like that, you got to try and bolster the defense so
Sorokin,
the
man.
pressure's not on him.
Yeah.
You know, like he's the only thing back there. I mean, they got a couple guys, but it's not enough. And adding another center into the mix, who's gonna want a big contract, you know, like he's gonna want an 8-year, $8 million, whatever, $9 million. I mean, he turned down 8 years and probably $7 or $8 million to stay with the Canucks, and I just don't think that's what the Islanders needed.
I don't think so either. And what's funny is because you know how you guys were saying like they're like right outside the playoffs right now. Like even the Panthers aren't even in yet. Like and they're nipping at the Islanders' butt right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gonna have to fight off them. They're gonna have to fight off the Sabres, like you said, 6 points back, and they're already 2 points back. Looking at their playoff projections, earlier in the day it was at 14%. Right now it's at 19%. So I guess it gave them a 5% boost for a playoff chance. But like moving from 14% chance to 19% chance, I mean that's not really doing much.
At all.
And they just added a guy with 31 goals, man. That's obviously going to help.
I know.
But
I know. That's just a weird trade. I think this is just an all-around weird trade. I mean, but I think the Islanders win. I think the Islanders definitely win. I don't understand how you get Bo Horvat for so cheap.
I agree. I think the Canucks were worried about losing him for nothing in free agency, and they just wanted to get some pieces back. I mean, they got some good pieces, but Bo Horvat's worth a lot more than Beauvillier and Ratty.
And a protected top 12.
So I mean, overall, I mean, I think that this trade was just not needed at all. Like, Islanders, to put in perspective, after this season, Horvat's a free agent. So either Islanders probably have plans to re-sign him, but
so
I didn't think about that either, and I didn't know that.
I'm thinking the GM of the Islanders had that idea in mind, and like this is pure rental, but like I think he's, as soon as Bo Horvat gets to New York, they're getting right into contract talks and trying to extend him, you know?
If his contract ends this year, they have to start those talks right away. Like,
they probably are.
They're most likely not even going to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, I don't like their odds.
I didn't realize that his deal ended.
They're going to try and fight, but we'll definitely see.
But
does he want to be there? Probably not.
I mean, probably not. I mean, he knows the trade talks were happening. He had to have. I mean, I'm just surprised like a big powerhouse team didn't go to like.
I was thinking a team like the Bruins would pursue him, or like you know what I mean, like a team that is like having their season this year.
If you're the Bruins, I don't think you change really anything, dude. They're the best team in the league.
You don't add Bo Horvat for what the Canucks were willing to give them. I mean, I agree with that.
I don't see why you'd change anything up with the Bruins. I was thinking a team that has a lot of potential to be really good, like the Avs. They won the Cup last year, and now they're barely they're outside the playoff picture, I think. So they're fighting to get back in the playoffs. I was thinking he was going to go to a team like that. But I mean, the Islanders they're an old team. They're only getting older, so I guess they're trying to win now, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, if I'm Bo Horvat in this situation, like, dude, if the Islanders don't show me next season that they're pushing for people to, like, put around me, I'm out of there. Out of there in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Dude, like I said, like what I said before, Brock Nelson is their leading scorer.
Yeah.
Or leading point, whatever. But who's behind
No
him?
disrespect to Brock Nelson. Nelson's nice with it, but...
Dude, he's under 50 points. There's no, like, yeah, you're a fringe playoff team, but your best guy is getting 44 points, like, on the season.
We're gonna talk about this later, but the highest scorer on the Kraken, who are first place in the Pacific, is Burakovsky, and I think he's got 37 points.
Wow.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later.
I mean, at least they're more well-rounded.
Definitely. Do we want to move on off this, or
Yeah.
you guys have anything else to say about Bo Horvat?
That's all I gotta say about it.
All right, so next we got Connor Bedard, the clear first overall pick in the upcoming draft. Tore it up at the World Juniors, which is a U20 tournament. He's 17.
16. He's 17?
17, yeah. Let's see, in 7 games, he had 9 goals, 14 assists for 23 points. In 7 games.
Against the best 20 and younger people
in the world.
In this world. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
He's crazy.
Playing on a line with Shane Wright, who's already in and out of the NHL. He gets brought down to the AHL once in a while, but still, Shane Wright was supposed to be the number 1 overall pick last year, but obviously fell a little bit. But
correct me if I'm wrong. He's on the Blues.
No, he's on the Kraken.
Kraken. Okay.
Yup. But Bedard looks nasty, man.
I heard that Bedard. A lot of people like to make like the relations between people, like when Zion was coming up, everyone's like, "Oh, he's the next LeBron." But I've heard people vouch for Bedard, like praising him, saying he's the next McDavid.
I mean,
and with numbers he's putting up, listen to this. He's projected in the WHL, which is, I mean, he's playing kids his age, but still, to be this far and away, like, better than your competition is insane. Right now, after 34 games, he's got 42 goals and 43 assists.
Wow.
2 points per game.
nice.
And he's projected 70 goals, 72 assists for 142 points in 57 games over the season. That's just unreal.
Yeah, that is unreal.
Those are crazy numbers.
In hockey.
Yeah.
Like the other night he put up a hat trick. Like he does it like once a week.
And it's
crazy.
Highlight reel goals. He's so much better than everybody he's playing against.
His release off the puck is just, oh my god.
It's dirty.
Is he big? No, right?
He's a little guy.
He's not big, but he's not small, I would say.
Right.
He's like kind of like, just an average.
He's like a Jack Hughes type of guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not the biggest guy on the ice, but I mean, he holds his own. He's fast. I mean, skate very well. He's got every right to be the first pick. Now that the season is coming to All-Star break, though, who's getting him? Who's tanking for him?
So lottery.
Yeah, but
True.
I mean, hey,
Well,
you're gonna start seeing that teams are gonna start losing a lot more.
Well, I
Go
mean,
for that
look
lottery
at the Bo Horvat trade. They just dished their captain.
Yeah, I mean,
they're one of their leading
Oh, I
scorers.
didn't even think about that. He's their captain.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Vancouver is not good. They're definitely looking at a top 10 pick at least.
Lottery pick.
Yeah, lottery pick.
So, I mean, Columbus has the best odds right now. Chicago, Anaheim, Arizona, they're all in the mix. San Jose, we said Vancouver already.
Is Columbus the worst team in the league?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they have like 33 points on the season right now.
So much for Johnny Hockey.
Yeah, right.
Johnny Hockey shows up, your team goes to crap.
Terrible, man. Terrible. Should've stuck with the Flames.
Shut up.
Yeah.
So my Blackhawks
33
get
points.
Bedard though. I'm hoping. I mean, we're bad, but
That would be a great way to start the rebuild,
yeah,
I must say.
definitely.
Give Patty Kane some help, poor man.
Dude, trade him. Trade him.
I don't get why they don't.
Rebuild.
I'm a Blackhawks fan, and I don't know why we haven't traded him. I feel bad, but
He's a
I hate to
Blackhawks
see him
fan
go.
wearing a Patrick Kane jersey saying this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be blocked by our ad.
I'm wearing a Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane, he doesn't really want to get traded. He wants to break franchise records. He wants to stay in Chicago for as long as he can, but the organization just doesn't want to. They want to lose. They want to start the rebuild.
Yeah.
Which-
Is he from Chicago?
No.
Or nearby?
No,
I know he's American.
He is
Yeah.
American, but
I don't think he's a Chicago guy. So yeah, I think Chicago. I think Anaheim. Oh, Anaheim would be a great
Ooh.
spot for Bedard to end up. Imagine Zegras, McTavish.
Drysdale.
Oh my God, with
Drysdale.
Bedard in the mix, dude, that
How
would
old's
be
Troy
insane.
Terry?
Troy Terry's young too.
Yeah.
He's having a good season.
Yeah,
Terry's showing some highlights.
they're doing what they can over in Anaheim. They're just not good over there.
Yeah, it sucks, but
At least they're not. How would you feel if you were Bedard and you ended up having to go to Arizona? Would you pull an Eli Manning and an Eric Lindros and dip?
no.
They're playing in a college stadium right now.
Dude, the Yotes. The Yotes, bro.
I wouldn't do that.
That is like the biggest poverty franchise in all of sports. And this guy's supposed to be the next McDavid.
Okay, so hypothetically, if Arizona gets the number 1 pick, like, if I am Connor Bedard, that looks so bad if I was just being like, no, I'm not playing for you. I'm hyped up. I'm the talk of the town right now.
Yeah.
I get signed like, yo, we can't wait to have you at the organization. You get there, nah, I'm good.
You don't
I
go
know,
there and try
but-
and be the guy that brings hockey to the desert, though.
Dude, that's what
That'd
I'm
be
saying. I
sick.
would want to do that. Like, if I'm Connor Bedard, I'm not going to go up there and say, no, I don't want to play for you. That's so, like, outlandishly soft. Like, you look so bad. And then everyone's like, all right, then I don't want to stop. All right,
I
you're gonna
agree.
sign.
I agree. I mean, it's fair to go up there and say I don't want to sign with this team. I mean, players do it every year. So
I mean,
But-
he'll look bad now. Any team wants him. And he'll look better in 5 years because he won't spend his first year.
I just think it's a bad look for him.
Being
I
on the
agree.
Yotes is a
I
bad
agree.
look, dude. The Yotes are a bad look.
Bring hockey to the desert.
Nah,
Figure it out.
I think-
Get
figure it
hockey
out.
the hell out of the desert
No,
because it
they
doesn't
want-
know what the hell to do with it.
they want to stay. They want to stay. The NHL wants to bring hockey to the desert, and they're gonna do everything they can, even play in a college arena. To keep it in the
I'm all
desert.
for it too, and I love hockey in the desert. I love all that. It's not working. It's really not working.
I don't know.
Let it
We'll
run.
see what happens when they get their new arena in the next couple of years. I think it could work, and I would love to see Bedard go to the
mean-
desert.
Bedard would definitely help make it work a little bit more. But
At least a little. All right, enough of Bedard.
All right, you ready to talk about some good teams?
Yes, please.
Both expansion teams, the Seattle Kraken and the Golden Knights, are fighting for first place in the Pacific right now. And the Kraken just took the lead with the recent Golden Knights injuries. How do we feel about the Kraken leading the Pacific right now?
I mean, that's sick. Everyone's happy about it. Vegas and Seattle are everyone's second and third favorite teams. Everyone's happy about it. No one's upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, people hate on Vegas a lot, but I mean, I like both the expansion teams. I'm wearing a Kraken hat right now. I mean, I would love to see them make a little playoff run. And they don't have any, like big name stars on their team. Their whole team's kind of just,
Like role
it's built
players.
very nice. Yeah, role players, and everybody puts in points, you know, that
They're a
they
good.
buy in.
They're a good overall team. Like, you know, they're all there to win. They're all happy to be there. You know, they're like you said, they're first in the Pacific now. They just took over Vegas. Like, dude,
They're
good
deep.
for them. I mean, it puts a smile on my face to see that they're the number 1 team in the Pacific right now.
They're very deep, which
Yeah.
is helping, obviously.
That's cool.
Of course.
That's sick.
And Vegas tailing them, that's also cool. I mean, like, you know, there's so many injuries with them going on right now.
Mark
but,
Stone,
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a big one.
Kraken just took him over.
Yeah. They're Kraken are a point ahead.
Yeah, two less games played though.
Yep.
Vegas is on a 4-game losing streak. Who got hurt?
Mark Stone.
Stone.
Wow.
Their goalie's been out
That's
for
their
a while, right?
captain.
Yeah.
Yep. So
who's getting more ice time now?
at the up for the Knights,
Yeah.
well, Eichel's taking a big chunk of that workload. You know, they had that big trade last year.
Figured that he would
brought
already
him over.
had it.
Well, he did, but
No,
I mean, him and Mark Stone were like a little 1-2 punch. You know, like
Yeah.
that's kind of what you need in today's NHL, man. You need two top lines instead of just the first line and then your role
Definitely.
players. You know.
Yeah, like Toronto, for example, it's like Austin Matthews, what's his
Marner.
name? Mitchell Marner, Nylander,
And then you got
Yeah,
Tavares.
Tavares, Bunting.
yeah.
Riley on defense.
They're
I mean,
stacked.
Yeah, they're stacked. But to go back to what we were talking about, I mean, I'm very happy for Seattle. I mean, if they make the playoffs, that would be awesome. You know, I'll be rooting for them. But how logistic do you think that is? I mean, they're obviously first in Pacific, but do you think they can make a playoff push?
I mean, I think anything can happen once you get to playoffs, obviously.
Yeah.
So, and the Pacific Division's arguably the worst division in hockey right now. So,
Yeah.
I think they'll hold on to that first spot. Golden Knights might take it back if they can get these injuries under control. But I'm happy for those two teams, man. I think they both should be able to make a decent push, especially with the Oilers not looking so hot. I mean,
Florida not doing too good.
yeah.
Oh, that's the. Yeah, okay.
I mean, Pacific,
The
it's like the
Central's-
closest teams to them are like the Kings, the Oilers, and the Flames.
Yeah.
And they're all just not having good years. And the Pacific isn't arguably the worst division. Pacific is definitely the worst division.
True. But I mean, they're gonna have to play Central teams when they're in the playoffs, so we'll see how it goes. Another topic, also Kraken related, Rookie of the Year conversation. Matty Beniers, who's on the Kraken, is starting to run away with it a little bit. He's got 36 points on the year. Not all-star worthy or anything like that, but still, he's having himself a great season. The Kraken, obviously, are looking great. And the next best rookie is Cole Perfetti with 29 points. So he's in the hunt, but it doesn't look like he's catching Beniers at this rate.
Yeah, I love both these players. I mean, obviously, I think Beniers is the clear cut here. I love how he plays. He's not really the flashiest, you know. He's a good overall player. You know, he hasn't really scored too much often, but, you know, when he's on the ice, he's obviously helping his teammates out, just always making a play, just, you know. He does things that never show up in the stat sheet, so that's what my favorite part about him. And Cole Perfetti, I mean, I love him. He's very young. Obviously, he's in the Rookie of the Year talk, but, I mean, he helps Winnipeg every day. I mean, Winnipeg hasn't been looking the best, but young star, you got to be happy. Maybe, hopefully in a few years, you pair him up with Kyle Connor, put him on that line, and hope for the best.
Absolutely. They got a lot to look forward to in Winnipeg.
Yeah. Young
And
talent.
they're having a good season right now.
Yeah, that is true.
Do you know where they're at in the Central?
Who?
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg's second in the Central.
Beautiful.
They're 1 point behind the
Ooh,
Stars.
they jumped. Oh wow, they jumped Minnesota a while ago.
But they also have 4 more games played than Minnesota.
True.
Yeah, but I swear, Dallas has the death grip on Winnipeg, man. Every time Dallas sells, Winnipeg is just, they can't capitalize. They can never take them over. I feel like it's always Winnipeg, Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And when Dallas loses, Winnipeg can't capitalize on them.
Minnesota's in the hunt though. That's a good
I mean,
team. Kaprizov, Zuccarello, you know. They're in the hunt too.
Avs are chasing, bro. That's crazy.
I mean, they dealt with injuries. I mean, McKinnon was out for, like a month-ish? A couple weeks?
Landy's still not back.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah.
Sucks.
If he does, it'll only be for the playoffs, I bet.
Yeah.
They'll pull like the Stamkos, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Speaking of Stamkos, the Lightning have been looking amazing recently. As they
True.
always do, but
Lightning are amazing.
they're just well coached, well organized. I mean, all
That is
around,
a franchise.
great team.
That is a
great
franchise.
Cannot agree more. What do you guys think about the trade deadline? Sort of coming up soon. We got about a month. So, what do you guys? Any big moves you guys see happening?
After this Bo Horvat and Islanders trade, anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
I wouldn't say that that the Kings. I think the Kings are gonna look for a goaltender at the deadline. They've been struggling recently. They had a rookie come in. I forget his name, man.
Phoenix Copley.
Oh, that's what it is, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's shown good and very bad games, as well as Jonathan Quick, and I completely agree with you.
Know what
Jonathan Quick's wheels are falling off, man.
Yeah,
you know what you're getting with him.
He was in his prime, like, when I was 6 years old.
Yeah. I mean,
he was winning cups in 2012, 2014, so that's 10 years ago, man.
I mean, I like that take, though, of LA trying to look for a goaltender. I mean, like we said before, I mean, Phoenix Copley he's young. He's going to be your future, but, like, they're trying to make this playoff push. Like, they got to go for somebody. Who do you think they go for?
If the Kings...
Anybody.
Yeah,
I think they're in on any
Yeah.
half-decent goalie that's on the trade block. They go for everybody.
Kings have a game more played, but they're tied with the Knights in points. And if they can make a little push here, like guarantee a playoff spot, and if they could get a goalie, I think they'll make a little run. They'll win a round or two, I say.
So I'm gonna have a little hot take here. I think that now that we're talking about this, I think that the Wild are gonna start selling, and the next LA Kings goalie will be Marc-Andre Fleury. That is my hot take for the night.
Ooh.
I don't know if that happens this season yet, but
I think it happens
We'll see.
relatively soon at the deadline. Like you said, Kings need a goalie if they're especially in the playoff hunt, which they are. Makes all the sense in the world.
You think that the Wild are going to sell, though?
I don't think they're gonna sell, but they need a.
They're right in on it, too.
I mean, yeah, but like.
They're right there, too.
But the thing with the Wild is like they have Kaprizov, they have like good people around, like role players, I guess, around him, but like they need another person there bad. Like they're not it for me, man. I don't really like the Wild whatsoever. I mean, Kaprizov's obviously a stud. I love him. He's a great player. Maybe who else is good? I mean, like Dumba is good, but
I mean they got Zuccarello. They got
how old's Zuccarello?
who's the
Old. They need another.
He's old, but
they need another young.
You see
player
him and
on.
Kaprizov out there. I mean, it's the same thing as Austin Matthews and Marner out there. The way they pass the puck.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that they should start selling a little bit to get some younger players in the mix. Kaprizov's gonna start, making big splashes in the NHL, which he already is, and that I think you need to start getting young players around him so he could be the star player, and just build up these young players.
I'm forgetting this guy's name, but they have a few nice young players who are stepping up into that role. I think.
Good.
And
That's what I think is best for them right now. Because I don't really like. I mean, they're in and out of the playoffs. I feel like I just don't like the Wild, man.
All right, one thing I want to say real quick while we got a little break. The Bruins' goal differential is 78.
Yeah.
78.
they're the best
through
team
50
by far.
through 50 games.
By far.
The second best goal differential in the NHL this year, the Devils and Stars are tied at plus 40.
Yeah.
They are more than double the next best team's goal differential. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's
Is that Ullmark or the offense or both?
the whole organization.
It's both.
It's the GM. It's the manager. It's the coach. It's everybody on that.
I can't agree more. I mean,
Boston looks amazing, dude.
yep. I wasn't thinking they were gonna make the playoffs this year, and they had Marchand come back from injury, McAvoy come back from injury, and bro, once that happened, the train just got rolling, and Ullmark looked amazing this entire season, hasn't missed a beat, and yeah, I mean, there's a reason they're the best team in the NHL by 8 points? They're 8 points ahead of everybody.
And even guys you didn't think were going to do that good coming into the season, like Hampus Lindholm having a great year.
Oh,
Ross?
he took over when McAvoy was in.
Uh-huh,
He was a beast.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Rust isn't doing too bad.
Yeah, that team's just good, dude. That's crazy.
Taylor Hall.
38, 7, and 5.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I think they've lost their last 2, but
They lost their last 3.
ooh,
They're on a 3-game losing streak.
To have under 10 games
yeah,
lost in regulation,
that's pretty.
that's
nuts.
insane.
And they're on a 3-game losing streak.
That's
Yeah.
pretty nuts to think about.
So we'll see how the second half of the season goes for them. Before we wrap this up, I want to play a little game with you guys. Okay. So
That's
you
fun.
might get it pretty quick. I played it with Boley earlier just to test it out. But I'm gonna name a player, or I'm not naming the player, but you gotta name the player. He's American. He got
Patty
drafted. What?
Patty Kane.
No. He got drafted by Montreal in 2007. Played with them till 2018. Went to Vegas till this year. And I'm not going to tell you his current team because that might give a little too much away. So Montreal.
Habs to Veg.
Mm-hmm.
2007, and then first year he was on the Knights first team.
He was on the Knights from 2018 till this year.
He didn't.
Was
Yeah.
that their first season, 2018? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Who'd they take from the Habs? Give me a position.
Center.
American.
I'll give you another kind. This is a little bit of a hint, but he's injured right now.
I know who it is. I'm just not saying it.
He's on Carolina.
I'm done. Patches.
Yeah.
Patches.
Max Pacioretty. Good shit.
I did not know he was drafted by the Canadiens.
I saw
I
the same
had
thing.
no
I had
idea.
He was on the Canadiens from 2007
I
to
had-
2018. He was
I
that
had-
guy.
I had no idea he was on the Canadiens. That's crazy.
Crazy to think about.
Yeah.
And then the Knights said, "Give me you."
So, give me Patches. Give me Marching.
Well, and then the Knights ran into cap issues because he's got a big contract,
Yeah.
and they sent him to Carolina for future considerations.
No.
Yeah, that happened this offseason. Isn't that insane? Max Pacioretty for future
For future considerations. Wow.
Nuts.
That is crazy. All right. Thanks for tuning in, boys. Catch you next week.
Oh.